How to get more info out of the uninformative Windows 8 B-side? Windows 8's blue screen of death is different from the previous Windows versions 1. In order to find out what caused the problem, you need to write down or remember the search term it presents you with. The two search terms I have seen suggested so far are system_service_exception and HAL_initialization_failed. While it's nice not to have to look at a blue screen full of text, the previous B-side was more informative than the Windows 8 B-side, since it contained a detailed error code, information for diagnostic purposes that was collected as the operating system performed a bug check, which could get you closer to tracking down the root of the problem. How can I get more information about the error Windows 8 has encountered, in order to track down the root of the problem?
Ignoring the typical B-side name, these are more formally referred to as bug checks. In order to look up what a certain B-side code actually means, you can look it up in bug check code reference. Bug check 0x3b column system_service_exception, and 0x5c column HAL_initialization_failed sound familiar to you. You can read them there, but I will detail things that might seem unclear to someone who doesn't do debugging or low-level driver programming. System_service_exception. The description on the page is: this indicates that an exception happened while executing a routine that transitions from non-privileged code to privileged code. This happens when some code on your system attempts to execute other code that is of a higher privilege. When this happens without elevation of privileges, it means that the non-privileged code would breach security. This is often what a malfunctioning driver does, but could also be a rootkit under the form of a driver that bumps into some form of protection. That doesn't mean we should exclude other possible errors like memory corruption, which could be seen by investigating the crash dump to see whether the behavior points down to a driver or is more random. Even if the crash dump were random, it wouldn't necessarily point down to bad memory, but could again be the result of a driver corrupting the memory. Doing a memory test is therefore handy to check whether there is bad memory to get a more clear idea if we're down this road. HAL_initialization_failed. The description on the page is: this indicates that the HAL initialization failed. Yeah, that's all she said. Studying what the HAL is would be the logical next step to understand what's going on here. In short, this part from the in operating system section helps. A hardware abstraction layer, HAL, is an abstraction layer, implemented in software, between the physical hardware of a computer and the software that runs on that computer. Its function is to hide differences in hardware from most of the operating system kernel, so that most of the kernel mode code does not need to be changed to run on systems with different hardware. On a PC, HAL can basically be considered to be the driver for the motherboard and allows instructions from higher-level computer languages to communicate with lower-level components, such as directly with hardware. Yeah, it's still pretty long. But it points down some more interesting possible causes: malfunctioning hardware, abstraction code, motherboard, chipset drivers or other drivers. Walking through these possible causes backwards allows us to see level by level where the problem might lie, and for this, we once again need to inspect the crash dump. Inspecting a crash dump? As pointed out in the comments, you can visit this URL for some basic instructions, although I'd suggest to upload the dump if possible so we can check it for you. I usually use WinDB from the debugging tool for Windows to do this. Alternatively, you can use the online Instant Online Crash Dump Analyzer from Ozra Online, although that doesn't let you inspect things further than the generic analysis of the crash dump. So, once you have obtained the crash dump, let us know.
You can see the same information that was on the old blue screen in the event viewer. System log, evented 1001. This URL v equals versus.85. ASP.
You can also get rid of the new message brown blue screen and restore the old bug check screen like XP and W7 has. First be sure KB2929742 is already installed. Then open the registry editor in Windows and edit this key. Key_local_machine/system/current control set/control/crash control. Make a new Word display parameters and set it to 1. Set auto reboot to 0. Restart the PC for changes to take effect. Next time is BSODs, it will display more information on the blue screen. Stay on the BSOD screen until you force a shutdown.